Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tooth and Claw Podcast. Wes is back with us for our subscribers. So we got Wes Larson. He's a bear biologist. He's the man. And we got Mike Smith.
You the man. You the man, Jeff.
Mike Smith lived 6 lives in his one life so far. And then I'm Jeff Larson. I'm Wes's little brother. And yeah, we're Tooth and Claw Podcast. Thank you all for joining us again.
Hey, Wes.
And new listeners, thank you.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you mind just explain to us where you are real quick? Because it seems to me like you're in a chamber that is designed to make your voice echo back into the microphone as much as possible.
It is maybe somewhat that. I am in a hotel in Brazil. Jeff said I can't come home
still there
from Brazil until I'm good. And I'm just having a hard time being good, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
It's not the best place to be on good behavior either.
No, it's not. But I'm here for a full month, and yeah, I'm in a hotel. My internet was working fine in my room, and then as soon as we connected, it stopped working. So now I'm in the weirdest little conference room ever. It's a little echoey, but it's as good as I could do.
Well, we didn't get you last episode, so now we get W this episode.
Exactly. Bill's going to have to work his magic.
When we were together, so we did a trip out in the Pantanal, saw a few tapirs and a bunch of jaguars. Beautiful animals. Got real close to them, got right under a couple of them. A really amazing trip, so thank you for putting that together. And then you were just like, I'm staying out here. And what have you been up to since we left?
Well, the first few days that I was out here on my own, I really wanted to find maned wolves. So I went to 2 different spots and found maned wolves in both of those spots. The first spot, I found 2 of them. It was way out in the middle of the Pantanal. And then I went to Minas Gerais, which is the state I lived in Brazil.
Minas?
Minas.
Curious.
It's not Minas
Gerais.
Yeah, close enough. But it's this really old state in Brazil. There's lots of cool, old cities. And I went to this church that's in the middle of nowhere in the jungle. And the monks at this church have been feeding maned wolves since 1982. And what happened was one night a monk saw that their trash had been flipped over. And so the next night he went out there and he saw the maned wolf eating the trash. It was causing such a big mess that he figured he would just start feeding it so it didn't flip their trash over. And then they just kept feeding them and feeding them. And now there's biologists involved and they've collared some of these maned wolves and it's just become this big study on a very understudied animal. And it was a really cool place to see them in this huge Gothic cathedral in the middle of the jungle. In the middle of nowhere, Brazil. It was a really cool experience.
That's sweet.
That's awesome.
And then I went to Rio, and now I'm back in the Pantanal.
Oh, amazing. Hey. When's your next trip start?
I meet my group in 3 days.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. You just going to hang out until then?
I'm just hanging out. I'm going to go float a little river tomorrow, see some fish, maybe an anaconda if I'm lucky. Been looking at birds.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have biologists figured out why maned wolves have those neat little socks on?
The black socks?
Yeah, they go all the way up. They're tube socks all the way up past the knee.
I meant to look it up. I don't know why. I'm guessing, my guess is it's a parasite thing. It makes them less appealing to ticks and stuff. Because the marsh deer that we saw have those too, if you guys remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So I don't know. I'm not sure.
I like the idea of a really picky parasite. Sees a maned wolf and it's no, thank you.
No black socks for me.
Because I think about parasites as just being whatever we can get, let's get in there, you know?
Yeah.
Wes, I want to give you a little update before we get into the story. I prepped the story, so...
Jeff's doing me a solid.
Hold on to your butts, everyone.
Yeah.
But anyways, well, let's get into the episode. So... let's go back to where we did our first international trip together 2 years ago. We're going to Australia for this one.
Ooh.
And we visited the town that this took place in for just one day. But you guys describe a little bit what Queensland, Australia was. How it was, how it felt, what was the wildlife like, what were the people like?
The whole state of Queensland?
Yeah.
Wasn't the town called Queensland?
No.
No. You mean Cairns?
You're maybe thinking of Townsville or whatever that place was called.
Okay.
We were in Queensland for most of our trip.
No, this takes place in Queensland.
Yeah.
Right.
So Cairns is in Queensland.
I
Townsville's
did get
in
a little
Queensland.
confused.
Cassowary Coast is in Queensland. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot, sweaty, beautiful.
Hot, sweaty, beautiful. There's quite a bit of vegetation there. Like, it's not like I wouldn't necessarily describe it as like the red Australia. There's a lot going on though. But this was in northern Queensland that this happened. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Really friendly people too. I'll just put that out there. Like, really just love the people out there. So, this story comes from SBS Insight in Australia. And the person who we're going to be talking about is named Todd Bairstow. So he's the oldest of 4 boys. He had a sister that died at 9 months old, which caused his mom, Kathy, to, worry a little bit extra about all of her children. But he ends up, growing up as kids do. Gets a job at...
They do that, don't they?
Gets a job at Rio Tinto, which is a mining company. They actually have, like, mines in Utah. They're a very worldwide mining company. But he gets a job in North Queensland. I saw the town's name. I didn't keep it because I thought Queensland was a town. But
Right.
He's in northern Queensland working as a miner in a little town, okay? And he's like an average-sized guy, 28 years old. He's in good shape, good health, and like working as a miner in the brutal Australian sun just made him a physically and mentally strong person.
Yeah.
So it's the middle of the day of March 2011. Todd just got out of a safety meeting. He drove to a pub, pulled up in his trophy. You guys know what a trophy is?
And I'm excited to find
It's what
out.
No idea.
It's what he calls his Land Cruiser.
Okay.
It's just like a truck, I guess, or a Jeep or whatever.
Was it
But he
like
pulls
he
up in his
named
trophy.
it that, or is that what people call them there?
That's what he called it in his retelling
Okay.
of his story.
I mean, like I call when I named my computer, her name is Beverly, so maybe it's kind of like that.
No, I don't think it's like that. I think it's
Okay.
what they call like trucks.
They have silly names for everything out there.
That's
That is true.
the point of me not just calling it his Land Cruiser. So he gets to the river. Well, so he's going to the pub, but there's a river right next to the pub. So he stops at the river, decides he's going to take a few casts, already has like a pole with a lure all rigged up. So he pulls his car over, cracks open a cold beer, opens the door for his new puppy, who he loved, named Dig Dig, and steps out of his car, right?
Mhm.
So when
It's
me,
a great
Wes,
Australian name for that dog, too.
Dig Dig, yeah.
No.
When me, Wes, and Cyrus fish together, Wes is a master at like just being ready to go, and he always ends up being the first one in the water, which is a big advantage. Like the fish haven't seen a fly yet in that section of river, and he's just good at grabbing his rod, ready to go, and that's how this guy was. So he grabs his rod.
At grabbing my rod.
A lot of experience.
Starts looking for a clearing, finds him. He's fishing for barramundi, and he just like starts walking on a little goat trail, starts looking for any type of clearing where he can just throw the lure in the water. Finds a clearing, takes like 2 real confident steps as he's like unattaching the lure to like throw it in the river. And on the second step, he feels a bang just hit him from behind. So he has like a big old grin on his face, turning around thinking one of his friends just like came up behind him and like spoofed him, right? And his grin quickly turns to horror as he sees an 11-foot crocodile latched onto his left leg. So like this crocodile easily knocks him over to the ground. It's a distinctly yellow crocodile too, but easily knocks him to the ground and starts dragging him into the water until Todd's able to grab some mangrove branches, which are really strong branches, like trees that grow by water. They're really strong branches. So he's able to grab some like thin but strong mangrove branches and stop the crocodile from being able to pull him into the water anymore. But he's wearing his work boots. His like boots are getting all wet, so I'm sure He'll probably
That's
need
not
new
good.
boots.
Yeah.
No.
When your boots get wet, they get real small,
It's not.
Um,
That is a good point. I'm more worried about when my socks get wet, though. Like if my boots get wet, I'm chilling still, I think. But when you have soggy socks, that's when I'm
Yeah,
going home.
I think even his pants are starting to get wet. Like his
that's
legs
not
are
good.
in the water.
He's a mess.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So he's holding on to these branches now, and he's kind of just having a stare off with this big crocodile. I looked it up. An 11-foot crocodile, so is like 3 meters, a little over 3 meters. They can weigh over 600 pounds at that length. Yeah. This one's a male, so like it could easily be a 600-pound crocodile that he's trying to hold off.
I'm guessing this is a saltwater crocodile since
saltwater
it's
crocodile.
Okay. Yeah.
But in fresh water.
Yeah, that adds up. They're in freshwater a lot, but freshwater crocs in Australia really aren't aggressive and don't really ever attack people. But it's a different species, even though they both exist in freshwater. Saltwater crocs do attack a fair amount of people. Yeah,
so it's a big old saltwater crocodile. I mean, it's big, but they do get like twice this size as well. Todd said, and I quote, "I'm in trouble here. I've probably got to get away."
Yeah.
So that's his quote about his story. And he's just kind of
talking to. Probably the crocodile, right?
They faced off for a few minutes, just like unmoving. And I kind of pictured it like a UFC fight, the most recent one with that South African guy and the guy from, I forget where. But anyways, the guy from South Africa just got dominated, Duplessis. And the grapplers, like in UFC, will sometimes just lay on top of their opponents. And really not a lot happens. It's just like they're trying to tire them out. So I kind
getting
of like
laid on
is
like really tiring too.
Exactly.
I don't know, like anyone that has an older brother knows that just being laid on top of is like an exhausting experience.
And that's kind of happening. Like he's having to hold on to these branches. I'm sure it's like getting really tiring. So it's just kind of like a stalemate for a bit. And then the crocodile goes slack. So Todd tries to pull his leg away, and when that happens, it does its first death roll. And this is his left leg, dislocates his knee, shatters his bones, and just like really messes up his leg with one death roll, which you can imagine, like, that's a lot of weight just to start rolling your one leg. So he goes from being like kind of calm, thinking like this is going to end up all right, to being like, there's a really good chance I'm about to die from this crocodile. And he's in an excruciating amount of pain now, which might be kind of what caused him to do what happens next.
This episode is brought to you by Element. Stay hydrated without the sugar, food dye, and other dodgy ingredients found in popular electrolyte and sports drinks. When you're not getting enough electrolytes, you can get headaches, cramps, fatigue, brain fog, and weakness. Just imagine a day where you got all of those things all at the same time. You'd have a pretty good idea what it'd be like to be Jeff, I guess. But not since he started drinking Element. Element is a zero-sugar electrolyte drink mix and sparkling electrolyte drink born from the growing body of research revealing that optimal health outcomes occur at sodium levels 2 to 3 times higher than government recommendations. So think of it that way. You're drinking Element, you're fighting the power. It's formulated for anyone on a mission to restore health through hydration and is perfectly suited for athletes, folks who are fasting, or those following keto, low-carb, whole food, or paleo diets. And I can personally attest to that. I've been trying to cut a little bit of weight here, and Element is an awesome way to satiate those hunger pangs that hit throughout the day. So, get a free 8-count sample pack of Element's most popular drink flavors with any purchase at drinkelement.com/tooth. Find your favorite Element flavor or share with a friend. Get a free 8-count sample pack with any purchase at drinkelement.com/tooth. That's drinklmnt.com/tooth.
So now I've listened to about 4 or 5 retellings of Todd with his story. The variable that changes the most is what happens with his 3-month-old dog, Dig Dig. So here's a quote from the article that I mentioned at the start. "I've started pulling myself up again, and it goes for another death roll, popping and twisting that same leg. While all this is happening, Dig Dig is barking. I grab him, and I think, poor little bugger. I start hitting the crocodile on the head with Dig Dig, thinking maybe he'll let go of me and take the dog.
No.
The croc
no.
pulls me in again.
Not Dig Dig.
I let go of Dig Dig and hold the branch again. Dig Dig runs along the croc's head onto my back and takes off into the bush.
Good for him.
James Bond
So-
did that once.
I'm going to play, because I can't do the Australian accent, I can't do, Todd's just a great storyteller, so I'm going to play a little clip from him telling that part right now.
Poor little bugger. I grabbed him and I've just started hitting the crocodile on the head with him.
With the dog?
With the little dog. Thinking maybe he might let go of me and take Dig Dig or something like that. But nah, the crocodile's pulled again and I've let go of Dig Dig and I've grabbed on with both hands again. I've turned around and Dig Dig's standing on the crocodile's back, ankle deep in water. He's come flying up the crocodile, up my back, and he's gone.
Wow.
That's a pretty lonely feeling. My dog's gone.
He's like, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here, mate, yeah.
All right.
Todd.
It's funny that he looks like Hugh Jackman.
He really does.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
I mean, honestly, like, talk about a glow up. I was watching his like earlier interviews and he looks so much cooler now with the huge beard and like the mullet. Earlier ones, he just kind of looks, I don't know, more of just like a scoundrel, like board shorts type. I don't know.
I mean, he does a little bit of scoundrel-like behavior there. I just would have omitted the
Yeah.
part when telling the story, like, I hope he takes my dog instead of me. That's
Yeah.
a props, I guess, for being
Yeah.
honest, but like,
Well,
that's a tough
and we'll
one.
get into that. And there's a few different virgins
Yeah, there
that
are.
I
a
listened
few
to.
of them, yeah.
No, but on like Australian 60 Minutes, he was talking about it. And in that one, it's a little different. He says that he hit the crocodile on the head with Dig Dig a couple times. And then he threw Dig Dig in the water, hoping like the splash would get the crocodile to like eat Dig Dig. And then that's when Dig Dig ran across its back onto his back, scratched his back up, and then like
Good.
took off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do think, I don't know. Yeah, let's get into it. I think a lot of listeners are kind of having the same reaction that I had. Is that kind of fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I think he has like obviously a good defense, especially. So I ruptured my patellar playing basketball, ruptured my patellar tendon. My kneecap was like literally halfway up my thigh. And so easily the worst pain I've ever been in. And like I had zero control over my mind. I had zero control. I was in like a church. I at the time wouldn't really swear at all. I was swearing so much. I had like no control over myself. Right. So like, I do think he has that excuse of like his knee just got dislocated, his bones just got shattered, this dog runs up to him, and it's just like, it's just impulse almost. Like, I do think
Survival instinct.
Right. But then on the other hand, it is like a really crazy story that I'm going to continue to tell here. And I do think this kind of like takes away a lot of the heroism that he could have had from this story.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not admirable that he did that. So I don't know, but he, just so everyone knows too, that's listening and getting mad right now that he hit the croc with his dog, he's gotten a lot of hate from it. Like he's heard it already. He knows. So like, you don't need to like pile on to that. But anyways, what do you guys think of that whole situation?
Yeah, I think it's just hard because I've never been in a situation where I could have like some animal or someone around me that I could compromise in such a way, even if it was in such a dire circumstance. So like, I find it hard to judge, really, when you're trying to do anything you can. It's like the most primal urge that we have is to like survive, you know? And like you were saying, when it comes down to it, you're going to do whatever you have you're going to use whatever you have at your disposal to make that happen. So like, I'm trying to be kind about it, but I just
Wes,
can't
you
imagine
want to
ever
speak up
being
for
able to do that.
the listeners that are like, screw this guy?
I think it's impossible for us to put ourselves in his shoes and know exactly what any of us would do. I can say I don't think I would grab my dog to try and like distract a crocodile. I don't think I would. I can't say it for sure though, because I've never been in that situation. And he'd only had his dog for like 3 months, so maybe they hadn't like fully bonded or whatever. But that's your best friend.
Dog.
I don't know. That's hard for me to feel like it's justified. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of listeners will probably think it was. I think a lot of listeners will be harder on him than we just were. And
Sure.
who am I to say that they're wrong to feel that way?
Yeah.
But
Now, how long didn't it take a while for remember the movie Beethoven? Charles Grodin, the Beethoven movie, they didn't like each other till like the end of the movie, and a lot of time had to pass by, and they had to go through a lot. So maybe this guy's just trying to make friends still with his dog, you know?
maybe this is just one of the things they had to go through.
Yeah, now they're tight, probably.
Like one of their goofy
like,
hijinks.
Tried to like feed you to a croc, but you scratched up my back when you ran away.
We're square.
Another interesting detail I found in one of the more less like viewed videos was he was saying that as he was holding on to these mangroves, he remembered mosquitoes kept biting him. And it's like a real minor inconvenience that I feel like would suck, just to have like mosquitoes on your face as you're trying to hold on while a croc's dragging you into the water. But then I was kind of thinking, like, at least if he's going to die, he knows that maybe he'll get Jurassic Parked in the future with his DNA.
That's a really good point.
Oh, by the mosquitoes. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Someday a rich theme park owner will bring him back.
Bring him back. So I want to ask you guys here too. So Dig like came up, started barking at the croc, and he immediately got used as a weapon and tried to be a sacrifice, right? So can you guys think of a time when someone tried to help someone and then it immediately like backfired and they got screwed over? This is in the categories I asked for, like the last one, but I wanted to do one of them in the middle.
I thought of one, but I think it's one we've used before, so I'm sorry it's going to be like a little repetitive. No, not the category, but this example. The one I always think of is Saving Private Ryan, where like the translated guy it like takes mercy on the Nazi that they capture, and then he ends up just getting like stabbed slowly by that dude. And I always just think that's right. You just can't ever give any grace to Nazis. You got to just kill Nazis, you know?
Yeah.
I was thinking in Count of Monte Cristo, the Guy Pearce one. Guy Pearce is like dead to rights, and then his son, who's actually not his son, like runs in the way and interferes to like help him out.
Henry Cavill, yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill, and then Guy Pearce immediately like holds a gun to his head and it's like, "You're not actually my son."
Yeah.
A scoundrel. Now that guy's he would have used a dog as a weapon for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Fernand.
I remember
It's all right
my
if
friend.
you don't have one. Oh yeah.
No, I got one actually. My friend gave me his essay because I forgot to do my homework one time, and I kind of copied it basically word for word, and the teacher was just immediately like, "Well, you guys cheated." So my friend got in more trouble than I did even because he would like enabled me. Sorry, Jacob, but
that happened with me once with Jeff, and he let me like use his because I just was having a hard time getting started. And I like changed it and tried to make it like a little worse and like took out a paragraph and stuff and like changed it up. And I got a higher grade than he did.
It's the best.
All right. So anyways, the dog didn't work. So what, you're in Todd's situation, you probably feel a little guilty. Like I think he feels really bad about Dig. But what do you do now?
Too, hopefully. I mean, I just buy him a lot of treats and just really...
No, I mean with the crocodile pulling you into the water.
I like where your mind is going though, Wes. That's good.
I forgot that the crocodile's still on him.
Yeah, we still got a story.
I imagine he's going to go for the eyes. That's what everyone does at this point. You go for the eyes.
Yeah, so crocodiles are really fast, and they have most metrics that measure bite force. Say saltwater crocodiles have the strongest bite of any animal on the planet. Wes has brought up there's maybe an argument for great white sharks, possibly like orcas we haven't really measured, but most people will say saltwater crocodiles have the strongest bite on the planet. So he's gouging the eyes. He goes to like push the head off of his leg, and it readjusts its bite in a split second. Now it has both legs in its mouth and his finger trapped against his leg. The tooth is like in the middle of his finger, going through his finger into his leg. So now he's like really stuck, and now he can only hold on to the tree, which is saving his life, with one arm. And it's his left arm. I don't know if he's right-handed or not. But actually, no, sorry. I think it is his right arm that he was holding on to.
But you're still not sure which.
His left finger was pinned down.
There you go.
So he makes the decision to just rip the finger off.
Oh, jeez.
Turns into like a nearly headless Nick situation where there's like a little bit of skin and tendon holding it on still, but he like essentially rips his finger off so that he can use his left hand to hold the tree as well, because he just knew like without both hands he's getting dragged into water really fast. So this went on for about 20 minutes when Todd just couldn't hold on any longer.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He lets go of the tree, and the crocodile pulls him underwater.
Wow.
So, real quick, we're going to get into a little biology. This is Jeff's 8 gripping saltwater crocodile facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Number 1. They're the largest reptiles alive today, which Wes probably told us, but I didn't know that.
Really?
Number 2.
Like by weight?
Yeah, by a good margin.
Really?
Weight and length. Well, maybe not length. I think
I would have
there's
said
pythons that are longer.
Pythons, yeah.
Yeah, but they're
Still,
by weight,
that's
it's
crazy.
like by a good margin. Yeah.
They have an average of 66 teeth and go through about 300 teeth in a lifetime.
Ooh.
This one I know we've told, but it's a good fact, so I'm doing it again. They'll lay 20 to 40 eggs that are hatched male or female, all of the eggs, depending on the temperature of the eggs. So if it's like a little bit warmer, they all hatch male. If they're a little bit colder, they all hatch female.
I feel like that's true for all crocodilians too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. The biggest crocodile ever recorded was measured in the Philippines, caught and measured in the Philippines in 2011, and weighed 2,370 pounds and was 20 feet long. Yo
That's
mama.
crazy.
Yo mama joke, yeah.
Number 5.
Maybe who caught that one though? Was it those fishing guys like stuffing marbles down the alligator or the croc's throat?
It's some guy
That's
from
so
Britain.
heavy.
No, this one's Mike's mama. Fossil records show that crocodiles used to get 39 feet long.
Oh yeah. I could probably carbon date my mom. Our like closest of kin can do that kind of thing, right?
Is that what the your mama joke was? His fossil record part?
That's why I said it was his mom. All right, number 6. So the reason they're named saltwater crocodiles is that they can live in saltwater. I do think, like, for me, it got a little confusing where I assumed they do always live in saltwater. And a lot of times they still prefer freshwater, or what they really like is like a mix. So they
Brackish
like
water. Yeah.
Yeah, brackish water, like where a river meets the ocean type of situation.
Like estuaries. Yeah. Yep.
But they have specialized lingual salt glands located under their tongues that excrete excess salt, and that allows them to manage their electrolyte balance and survive in marine and brackish environments. And there's even stories of them traveling like 600 miles through the ocean, which is how they're so widespread, and they've made it into coastal regions in the open ocean.
Wow.
Number 7, they're ambush predators who eat anything from birds and fish to large mammals such as like water buffalo and cattle and, you know, whatever comes to the shore.
Yeah.
Not this time. They've never eaten a dig.
Never once.
Number 8 is they can live up to 70 years. Pretty good.
Yeah.
And
That is really good.
number 9, my bonus fact. I like this one. This one crazy. They can go a year without eating, so they really don't need to eat like frequently. And in a few extreme cases, they can go 2 to 3 years without eating.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Holy cow.
So long. Yeah. So there's the facts. Let's get back to the story now that we got a better idea of the animal we're talking about.
What's the longest time you've ever gone without eating, Wes?
I would guess like 30 hours.
Yeah. That's
How about you?
I did like
It's not
40
like
hours a week ago.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why?
You must have been so angry.
Colonoscopy?
I just felt a little fat. When I want to lose weight, I just like stop eating food.
Yeah. I went 72 hours once.
Whoa. How? Why?
Yeah. Just like I heard there's like these crazy health benefits if you like get past a certain amount. I was like, I'm gonna see if I can do that. But then I immediately, just like the minute 72 hours was up, I had like Cheetos and like sausages and stuff. It wasn't probably
sausages.
Yeah. Right. Apparently it's like you can have some weird gut issues and get diarrhea. I didn't get diarrhea. Like huge surprise there.
Oh,
but
so
I
that's
heard
why
you
were
can.
doing this. Yeah.
Should try again maybe.
I did.
You did after you broke the fast?
Yeah. I ate
have you
some
done a
spicy
colonoscopy
food and
yet?
it was just bad.
No, I haven't.
You're going to love it. It's just going to be the time of your life. I've been in Brazil for almost a month now, and I can't tell you guys how much I miss my cat. Every animal I see, I feel like reminds me of him. I've been thinking about him a lot. He's, one of the most important pets that I've ever had. He's a great companion, really doesn't ask for much, and really one of the only things about him is he's a little bit picky about his food. But so am I. And that's honestly why you have to try Smalls for your cat. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge, and it's delivered right to your door. And that's why Cats.com named Smalls their best overall cat food. And who else are you going to trust if you can't trust Cats.com? And today, to get 60% off your first order plus free shipping, you can head to smalls.com/tooth for a limited time only. My cat really likes all the flavors that we've tried. There just really isn't one that he's ever turned down. He does prefer Smalls way more than his previous cat food. And Smalls was started back in 2017 by a couple of guys that were home cooking cat food in small batches for their friends. And just a few short years later, they've served millions of meals to cats across the US. Even if your cat loves kibble, they make a perfect topper as you transition them to a fresh diet. And since making the diet switch to Smalls, my cat has had fewer hairballs, more balanced energy, a healthier weight, a softer and shinier coat, and a less stinky litter box. A really cool thing is after switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements in their cat. That's a really big deal, and the team at Smalls is so confident that your cat will love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food. So for a limited time only, because you're a Tooth and Claw listener, you can get 60% off your first Smalls order plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/tooth. That's 60% off when you head to smalls.com/tooth plus free shipping. Again, that's smalls.com/tooth.
Hims can't solve snoring or blanket stealing, but when it comes to performance, they've got you covered. Take control of ED with personalized treatments made with proven ingredients, prescribed by licensed providers 100% online. ED can make you feel out of control. Hims lets you take it back with personalized treatment options, including daily meds that support more spontaneous movements. Through Hims, you can access personalized prescription treatment options for ED, like hard mints and SexRx, plus climate control, if prescribed. This isn't one-size-fits-all care that forgets you in the waiting room. It's your health and goals put first, with real medical providers making sure you get what you need to get results. To get simple, online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/tooth. That's hims.com/tooth for your free online visit. hims.com/tooth. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. All right. So, unlike Or no, much like Mike after his 72-hour fast, this crocodile is pretty excited to eat something, right?
Oh, yeah.
We don't know how long it had been till it had eaten, but it has finally, after this like 20-minute struggle, dragged its prey underwater, which is where their success rate is incredibly high for killing prey. It's got both legs in its mouth. This crocodile is about to win this fight, right?
Yep.
Todd was just physically exhausted, couldn't hold on anymore. He's completely submerged, but then he realizes that the water's only like 3 or 4 feet deep, and that he kind of still has a chance to get out of it because it's not like very deep. So he's able to like push himself out of the water and grab back onto the tree and pull himself back out a little ways, which is crazy. But he just kind of needed a breather, you know?
Yeah.
Like his arms
Yeah.
just got too tired. He just needed a second.
It is kind of
So-
funny to think that he's been in this situation for a half an hour, probably thinking this water was like super deep. And I don't know if it would have changed anything for him, but it's funny to think like 3 feet below him was the ground. He could have maybe used that to his advantage somehow. I don't know.
I think still being in the water, like the crocodiles,
For sure.
got a huge advantage. Like
Yeah.
if he's underwater, it's just trying to drown him. And 600 pounds, it can definitely hold him under. So he's lucky to have gotten out of the water.
That's like a
Definitely.
movie scene too. Like I can just see him like getting pulled under and the surface of the water getting all still and flat. And the camera just sits there for like a minute and then he like erupts out of the water again and grabs the mangrove. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And I should have noted, but the crocodile had done a few death rolls at this point. So his other leg, like his other knee has been dislocated and like shattered as well now. Both legs are jelly at this point, and he's missing one finger. So he's
And those
able to get
scratches.
himself
Don't forget
out
the
of the
scratches
water a
on
bit.
his back.
Mosquito bites.
He's got
on his
scratches
face.
and mosquito bites. Yeah. So now he's like really close to dying, but he gets like another chance, begins yelling again, and he's just saying, "Help, Croc! Help, Croc!" And 300 meters away at Albatross Pub, Raylan Martin had just stepped outside, probably cutting the edge off from the looming work shift she's about to do, starts smoking her cig, and just across the river stops hearing the frantic words, "Help, Croc! Help, Croc!" So she
Probably like,
runs into
Some
the
croc needs help out there.
Yeah, exactly.
she runs into the brush and she yells to Todd and she says, "Don't worry, love, help is on the way," which gave Todd hope and a second wind to survive. So she runs back to the pub and found a man named Kevin Bevan, who was ironically
There's no way.
who was ironically nearby searching for his lost dog.
What?
Yeah. And she tells him, "Hey, like there's someone in the river down there. They're yelling like something about a crocodile. They need your help. They're on the other side." So he's in his car. He drives across the bridge as fast as he can, starts running through the bushes until he goes down and he sees his friend Todd halfway in the water.
No way. Is
Insane.
Todd like, Kevin Bevan?
You know what?
Is that
Funny
you?
you should ask. Let's just play what he's like for you.
Kevin's like, oi, I'm just looking for me dog. Scratch, scratch.
you
Doug,
go.
Doug.
Yeah,
It's pretty close. Here we go.
Do an Australian accent.
I've gone under and I've turned back around again, and it was only like this deep. It was only about foot, just over a metre deep, 4 foot deep. So I've managed to scramble back up again and pull myself out of the water up to here, and I'm holding on. And I started yelling out again, "Help, Croc! Help, Croc!" And next minute I heard his voice. The pub, Albatross Pub, was about 300 metres away. And a lady named Raylene Martin, she's come out for a durry or a beer, come out for a durry, you know, at the pub. She's
That's
heard
a
me
cigarette.
yelling out, "Help, Croc!" and she's come over, and I heard through the bushes, I've heard, "Help's coming, love." Oh, mate, and that was my second wind. So I'm like, fucking, you're a beauty. Like, someone's coming.
Who's this guy?
A bloke named Kevin Bevan. He was driving through the pub car park. He was looking for his dog, funny enough. And she's ran up to him and she goes, someone's in trouble. Crocodile, I think. And he's driven up, around, over the bridge, Trunding Creek Bridge. And he's come around on the other side, where I was, of the creek. And he's come rumbling through the bushes there. And I'm holding on to this up here in water. All my pants are hanging down my legs. And he's like, Toddy! We knew each other, funny enough. And I'm like, Kevin! He goes, where's the croc? I said, it's on my legs. So he's come down. And Kevin, he's a bushman, you know. He's been around. Nothing phases him too much. He's coming down. I'm grabbing him, grabbing my arms. The crocodile's let go because it was ain't shallow. The crocodile's let go because obviously he startled him. He's wigging me around. He's pulled me up. He's dragged me up the bank there, about 10 metres from the bank. I'm laying on my back. I'm grabbing him, I'm hugging him. All my fingers hitting him in the face. He's like, get that finger out of my face. And he goes, there's a bit your old fella off. Put my pants down. I looked down. We started laughing. It was still there.
So
That's so good.
yeah, so he says he bit your old fella off because Todd had been completely pantsed by this croc.
Yeah.
And so Todd
He's
looks
worried
down
about
and
his
is like,
dick being bit off.
he's like, no, it's still there. And then they just both start laughing, which is just the funniest way to like rescue your friend.
I love him saying like, "Where's the croc?" And he's like, "It's on me legs."
It's what I mean.
I'm so confused by this show. It honestly,
man.
the way it's set up, it makes it look like he was just part of the audience.
The
and then his
interview.
story just like kind of took over the studio.
Dude, that's what it was. There's like 6 other people in the audience who all told stories of how they almost died.
Jeez.
And then there's just other like random people like that guy with a circle head that Wes was remarking about.
I love that guy.
But anyways,
From Spy Kids.
so then he like pulls him out of the water, right? He says in a different interview that I saw, he didn't know how to pull because there's a crocodile on his leg. So he's like, well, there's a crocodile on his leg, so, you know, I don't really know how to pull with a crocodile. Which is just like, yeah, of course you didn't. But then like the crocodile let him go. They pull him up the bank a little bit. And then the crocodile ends up coming back and like charging him again up the bank.
Whoa.
And 3 like 14 or 15-year-old teenagers had like come to the scene and started throwing rocks at it, and it turned around again.
It's a determined crocodile.
Holy cow.
Yeah. That's the survival story of it. An ambulance came, rushed Todd to the nearest hospital, where he began the long process to recovery. And in total, Todd ended up having to have 14 procedures.
Ooh.
So that's primarily on his legs. His knees were like completely dislocated, tendons torn, bones shattered. And then also he was missing his finger, which got amputated from like the middle knuckle up.
His pants.
The doctors
were gone.
told him that
Procedure for new pants.
it's like that cop who arrested Scotty Scheffler and then
Destroyed.
his pants were
Destroyed his
completely destroyed.
That's terrible.
Doctors said they were unsure if he'd ever be able to walk again. He also, for a while, wasn't even able to use a wheelchair because his finger had been ripped off. So he just kind of was like a vegetable for a while.
What?
Not vegetable, sorry. That's
No,
probably
I mean,
wrong term,
I'm not
but, like,
taking. Sure.
he
I
just
feel like
couldn't
you could
move.
still get a wheelchair going without a finger, but I don't know.
Well, his
not sure.
hand's like wounded.
Sure. You know what though?
But like your
Yeah.
hand has to heal if your finger
Yeah.
comes off. Like you
Fair
don't.
enough. True.
You can't be like. Yeah.
I think you're right. If I were a that's a good move by a doctor. I would totally just undersell everyone's chances when they can't. Like
yeah.
someone comes in
You'll
with a
never
sprained
walk
ankle,
again.
and I'm like, things are looking pretty
Might.
grim here. No, if you're gonna make it. So that way, like you're just gonna always, hit above your expectations, kind of thing.
He really wanted to get back to his job. It took him like a year recovery, but he got back to his job. And then 60 Minutes was like really into just making him go up to crocodiles again. So there's like a video of him in a dive cage surrounded by crocodiles. And then Also in 2020, he went to see the crocodile that had attacked him. So the crocodile, now named Kevin, Todd named him that, was caught days after the encounter and was relocated to the Draintree Wild Zoo in Cairns. So I think we almost went there.
Yeah, we were close to going there.
Where he now has a girlfriend. So he has a girlfriend, which is sick.
Good for him.
It just proves
The croc?
it's messed up, but it proves like if you attack people, fighting people outside of bars, you'll get a girlfriend.
I don't think that's
I think
necessarily
confidence is
what
maybe
this
a better word.
proves.
He fought someone outside of the bar, and now he's got a girlfriend. That's all I'm saying.
To me, it means he was an incel and he was just attacking people because he just had all this frustration. But now that he's got a girlfriend, he's calmed way down.
Just chilled out.
Well, Todd seemed to think that he still had the aggressive killer croc in his eyes when he saw him, and is able to easily recognize Kevin the crocodile because it was like a very uniquely yellow crocodile. Like I saw a video of him and it's pretty yellow saltwater crocodile.
Mhm.
And he thinks the crocodile might have recognized him too. I'm going to say probably not, dude. You didn't even get that
probably
close
not.
to him. And Kevin Bevan also went to see the crocodile again at the zoo, and he spoke to 60 Minutes, and they brought up that he won 2 bravery awards that he was given for helping his friend. So I just want to play one more clip of him talking about his bravery awards. He's so cool, Kevin Bevan. He has like the Anakin braided ponytail thing, but it's
Rat
like
tail
right in the middle of his back of his head.
Sweet.
And like his intro on this video is just him riding a motorcycle, which was his idea. So
I didn't pull him out to get a medal, but it's an honour to have been selected to get them, yeah. Something to pass down to my daughter and probably her kids one day, I suppose.
It's one of the highest medals you can get in it, being a hero. And yeah, well, pretty much if it wasn't for them guys, mate, I wouldn't be here today doing this. See you, mate. Thanks for saving your life, brother.
No worries, mate. Cheers.
Champion, mate.
No problem.
I want to move to Australia.
So yeah, they're just cheersing over saving his life, which is a funny little clip.
This episode is brought to you by Miracle Made. Traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. Can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses. It's just disgusting. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning antibacterial bedding such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent up to 99.7% of bacteria growth and require up to 3 times less laundry. There you go. A lot cleaner, a lot less laundry to do. It's a win on every front. And this is how that happens. Miracle Made sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. So, no more gross odors. And not only are they cleaner, they're going to be more comfortable and higher quality than probably what you're using now. And probably a lot less expensive too. They feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Go to trymiracle.com/tooth to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo TOOTH at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/tooth and use the code TOOTH to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/tooth to treat yourself.
When it comes to dog food, I'm dating someone who's probably more passionate about it than anyone else in the world, and I have just learned a ton about healthy dog food, good dog food choices, and that's why I'm really excited that we get to represent Ollie on the show. Ollie is a brand that delivers clean, fresh nutrition in 5 amazing flavors, even for the pickiest dogs. It's made in U.S. kitchens with highest quality human-grade ingredients, and it contains no fillers, no preservatives. It's just real food. And really good, healthy, tasty food means you're going to have a happier dog. They're going to have more energy, a shinier coat, better poops, and they're just going to be more excited when they're eating too, which tells you you're giving them something that they actually like. Our dog loves Ollie. When we first transitioned her over to Ollie, it took a second, but once she got in on it, she just has absolutely loved it. every mealtime, it seems like she's really excited to eat. And I love that. I love that I know I'm giving her something that she actually likes. It's just not any old food. It's food that actually makes her feel good. And it's really nice how their program works. You introduce them to your pup, you fill out their 30-second quiz, they create a customized meal plan based on your pup's weight, activity level, and other health info. You'll get a welcome kit with 2 weeks worth of meals, a storage container, and a guide on how to switch your pup over to Ollie. And you're going to see benefits really quickly. And one of the best things about it, what makes them really different, is that Ollie will give you unlimited routine health screenings so you can get your pup back on track to living their healthiest, happiest life. Dogs really deserve the best. I just love dogs so much. And if you're going to give your dog the best, that means you're going to give them fresh, healthy food. So head to ollie.com/tooth, tell them all about your dog, and use code TOOTH to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box. So if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's ollie.com/tooth and enter code TOOTH to get 60% off your first box.
Yeah, so that's the story. Do you guys have any questions about any of it?
No, I'm just going to apologize for all the noise behind me, but I don't have any questions. I want to learn as much as possible about Todd and Kevin's friendship. That's all I want to hear about.
Do we have any news on Dig Dig?
Oh, Dig Dig, yeah.
Yeah.
Was he
So
rehomed?
Yeah, he was. So Todd's, like, one of Todd's mates, as he says it, ended up adopting Dig Dig. I think, honestly, like, Todd loved his dog, but I think he felt pretty ashamed about that part and just honestly couldn't face Dig Dig again. So Dig Dig ran off. He asked his friend to, like, go find him. His friend found him and just took him in.
It's probably the right
It's probably
move.
for the best. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. The Beethoven point was a pretty good point, though.
he
This might
he was
have
kind of
been
a bad
step one.
dog, honestly.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not saying Dig Dig, I don't know anything about Dig Dig. I'm just saying. We don't know everything, so I'm not going to judge. Do you think crocodiles, like, they have a preferred way in which they do the death roll? Kind of like a right-handed, left-handed situation? Think they like rolling right, maybe?
Yeah, you would think they would get, like, one direction they just defer to more often, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
That's good
defensive
question.
lineman, you're like on one end or the other.
Clockwise or counterclockwise.
Yeah, counterclockwise.
Listen, I've been talking a while.
You've
getting
done
to
great.
that point where I just slur.
No,
Yeah,
you're
this
doing
was
real
a great
well.
story. And I want to shout out Sarah from All the Sharks, who actually did suggest this story at one point. She was the other half of the Britain team. So, yeah.
You know, I didn't know that. Wes suggested it to me because I was going to do an episode that there's a story I wanted to do, and Wes was like, oh yeah, I was going to do that one. It has, like, a lot of detail behind it. I was like, you should do it then. Like, just give me one where I can do bullet points. So this was great.
Yeah, and she's the one that passed this along originally. So thank you,
Okay.
Sarah. Yeah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Well, should we go to categories?
Let's do it.
Think we'd better.
All right. So first of all, what would Wes and Mike do? I mean, are you hitting it with the dog, first of all?
I'm not hitting it with my dog.
Would you, like, how about this? What if the dog ran up to the crocodile? Would you, like, allow that to happen? Or would you try to shoo the dog away? If the dog naturally, like, ran and could have been a distraction, would you have allowed that?
If it was Dig Dig and I'd only had Dig Dig for like 3 months on my own and hadn't really bonded yet, but with, like, Bryce or Polly, no, I would, like, try and get them away. I think I'd like to say that. That's what I think I would do.
Yeah. That feels like what my instinct would be as well, as just to get him away from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly think, like, in my right mind, that's what I would do. But I think with my knee dislocated and my bones broken, I honestly don't think I could keep my right mind. And I think I would just
for sure.
anything to try to get out of the situation.
What I would do is, since you said that he calmed
Yeah.
way down once he got a girlfriend, I would just give him some little kisses on the mouth while he's eating my legs, and like some nice just like pats, and just be very sweet to him, and maybe he wouldn't be so mad. Maybe
Sure.
that's all
I don't
needed.
think I said he calmed way down. I think Mike maybe said that, but sure.
Well,
think
I
we-
took it to be truth, so that's what I would do.
Do crocodiles have ears? Could you scratch them behind the ears?
They've
They probably
internal
would like
ears.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be tough to scratch them behind there then.
Probably
I
feel
would-
real good though.
If I still had my fishing pole with me, I'd cast my hook right into its eyeball. That sounds bad. The crocodile's not gonna. Can you imagine?
Yeah. No, that's a
I'm
good
doing
one.
that. Yeah.
All right. Or like cast it to your car and reel yourself back into your car.
Or maybe like put dig on the hook and cast it into the river. Crocodile. I'm not saying that's what I know. This is what Mike and Wes would do, but if this were what would Todd do, that's what I would do if I were Todd.
All right.
Do you have
favorite
some
pop?
info on what you're actually supposed to do? I do. If you don't,
Well, we've done a few. We've done like a couple where like eye gouging has actually worked, but he tried that, it didn't work. So yeah, let's hear what you got.
exactly kind of what you're just saying is like there are things that could work, but there's a good chance they won't. So the main thing with any like big crocodilian is just avoiding the attack in the first place. So if you're in a place where there's a lot of saltwater crocodiles, you need to be really careful being close to the water. Just all the time, you kind of have to be on edge, because this is one of the animals that does kill a lot of people. And there are places in Australia where if you like swim or if you're too close to the water, you have a pretty good chance of running into one. So you just have to really avoid them in the first place, because if they do get a hold of you, like Todd demonstrates here, sometimes there's very little that you can do to stop the attack. Even hitting it with your dog won't
It
do
is an interesting one too, where like he obviously, I don't think he even had crocodiles on his mind. He was like tunnel vision, first fishing, didn't expect it to be there. And like I said, they're ambush predators. But it's just crazy. Like they're one of the most deadly animals on Earth. They're huge, and he just walked like right next to it without even like seeing it for a second. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just like hide
They
in
can
like
be
really
in
good spots.
any body of water in saltwater crocodile territory. So
And
you
it
just have
wasn't
to be
even
really
in the
careful.
water. Like it's in the trees. Like it's scary.
Yeah. It was a yellow one too, probably a little more conspicuous. It's like when you find a shiny Pokemon. He was probably excited for a
If it was
brief
green,
moment.
he would have been like, "That's a crocodile." But since it's yellow,
Right.
it's like, I don't know what that is.
Huge banana or something. I don't know.
All right, favorite pop. Gosh, I keep saying it.
Cock.
Favorite
Freudian slip, dude. You got
This
it on
word
mind.
isn't even close. Favorite pop culture use of an unconventional weapon.
This is a tough one. For some reason, my brain went to Kung Lao's hat in Mortal Kombat. He's got like the sharp hat that he flings around, and that's pretty sweet.
Or doesn't
Oddjob.
Oddjob do that?
Yeah.
Odd Job. Oh, that's probably the better earlier.
They're both
episodes,
good.
but-
Yeah.
My brain initially went to Anton Sugar from No Country for Old Men and the cow stun, like the bolt gun for cows
Yeah.
that he uses to
That's
kill
a good
people.
one.
But my backup was the microwave in Gremlins, when the mom puts one of the gremlins in the microwave. It's a great scene. Amazing movie. Yeah.
Mike made me think of that movie where they're like playing frisbee and then someone pulls out a frisbee with like razors on it and it
The
cuts
beach
the guy's
scene.
fingers off.
Everyone needs
What
to go
movie
watch
is
that
that?
scene on YouTube.
I want to say Hot Shots, but I don't think that's right.
I can't remember the name, but he like very obviously like puts the real one away and like suspiciously pulls out this super dangerous looking one. But people don't, like, even when it's coming at them, they don't
It's like
recognize
some
it.
like really intense contest of throwing a frisbee back and forth between two like
It's
macho
so awesome.
guys.
Yeah.
My actual answer was going to be either the shoe that the reporter threw at George Bush. I just love that so
Yeah,
much.
That's a good one.
The two shoes. Or I think in the movie Cliffhanger, they used like the helicopter blades to kill someone. Pretty cool.
They do that in 28 Weeks Later, too.
Pretty
That's
cool.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good move.
Oh, what about never mind. It's fine. I was gonna make another dweeby reference, but I won't. I'll refrain.
You know, I think if he had any of those weapons, he wouldn't have used Dig Dig.
That's
Probably
true.
not. Yeah.
A time when you were surprised to bump into someone you knew.
So since I'm in Brazil, mine's actually like a story from Brazil. When I came back here in like 2007 or 8 with a friend, and our first few nights we just like went out and went to a club, and he ended up like hooking up with this Brazilian woman, just made out with her a little bit in this club. And then she was just like texting him the rest of the time we were in Brazil, just nonstop. And we went all over the country, and then we came back to Rio for our flight out. And like Rio's a city of, I want to say, it's like more than 10 million people, I think. And we went up to the Christ statue, and she was up there. And it was like the most surprising thing ever. And I genuinely think she was so obsessed with my friend that she was like going up there multiple times to like, because she knew that sooner or later we were going to go up there.
It's like a tourist spot.
Yeah. But it was so shocking, and both of us just like immediately hid, and she didn't see us. We saw her first.
Oh,
But it was pretty scary.
That's
But he shouldn't have made out with her. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Maybe that's
actually.
the story.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
Yeah.
sad from like all directions, I think.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
well. My brother. So we went to the Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City back in 2002 in Salt Lake City. We're living in Reno, so we had to drive all the way there. And then as we were driving back, my brother burst into a bathroom stall in Wendover, and just there was someone already in there. It was an unlocked stall, so like already kind of an awkward circumstance. And then it ended up being this kid that he knew from his high school. It was like a really awkward, like quick apology, but then like, oh, wait a minute. So they're like kind of were standing there, and he was like sitting on the toilet, and my brother was like, what's up? What's up? And then he left. It was just like such a weird, shocking, like the last place you kind of expect, you know, in an unlocked bathroom stall in a gas station in Wendover.
Yeah.
Really bizarre.
You know, I don't have a great answer for this one. I don't like my answer, so
Okay.
unless I do when Wes visited me in Guatemala, but like it was intentional that he was doing that, so I don't know if it counts, but that's the most surprised to see someone I've ever been.
Yeah.
All
right.
All right. Time you or like anyone in movies or real life went from being calm to realizing like you're in real trouble. I can start this one. So for me, it was driving from Utah to Montana late at night. And my cousin, just like when he drives, he always swerves around a ton. So he starts like heading towards the median. And I was kind of like, you know, like, okay, this is fine. And then we got like 2 feet from the median. I'm like, oh, we're in real trouble. And I started yelling, and he woke up. And then we just fishtailed across the entire highway for like both directions too. Like he saved it, and we fishtailed, and then he had to turn it the other way and fishtail the other direction from like going off the road the other way.
Jeez.
And we just fishtailed like 4 times till we skidded to a stop. And the whole time he was yelling, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. And he didn't have a seatbelt on too, so I feel like he would have like flown into me or something if we rolled. But yeah, that's mine.
Jeez. I'm going to go, we can do pop culture ones, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the midpoint of the movie Parasite, when it flips on its head into kind of the back half thriller of the movie, where they're all hanging out in the house and everything's going well. Like, obviously they're not doing it good things, but they're kind of ingratiating themselves to the family, and it's all working out for them. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this house is like, we're not alone here kind of thing. And it gets real spooky and tense from there out. But I just thought that's probably one of the best moments in movies of the past million years, I would say.
You can't just say ever.
Well, I just don't want to I don't want to paint myself in that corner, you know?
So I actually, because I'm in Brazil, I'm picking a story from that same trip that I just told you guys about. So me and this friend had kind of this whirlwind trip, and we were like on a total budget. We had hardly any money. We were down to like our last little bit of money, and we're trying to find a really cheap taxi to the airport. And we were asking everyone like what the cheapest they could do. And this guy was like, I'll do it for 30 reais, which is the Brazilian money, to take us to the airport. I'm like, great. Unmarked taxi. We weren't thinking. And I get in and I'm feeling real calm because I feel like I finally got a taxi for the amount of money I had. And then I started getting really worried because he was on a radio and like I knew Portuguese. I don't think he knew that we knew Portuguese. And he was like telling people that he was bringing us there and all this stuff. And I was worried we're going to get taken somewhere and like killed. But then he goes to the airport and I get like calm again. And then as we're leaving, he's like, oh, it's 30 reais per kilometer. And we had driven like 30 kilometers or something. And we're just like, oh, we don't have that. We can't pay you that. And he said, well, I have a gun in my glove box, then I'm going to shoot you. And I said, okay, well, I have more money in my bag. I need to get into my bag. And he opened up the trunk and we grabbed our bags and just ran into the airport.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
Yeah. Anyway, that was like the most scared I think I've ever been in Brazil, actually. Man, never mind. But it was.
Did you
I was
pay
pretty
him?
Scared.
Any?
No, we just ran into the airport. Yep.
You didn't even give him the.
No, he threatened to
The
kill
money you
us.
No, I was just curious.
Yeah,
Like
no.
if he,
Left any? Do you think he had a gun?
Maybe Rob did throw some through the window, actually. But yeah, I don't know if he actually had a gun or not. But he was trying to shake us down for sure.
Yeah.
Because that would have been an insane amount of money for a cab ride, like 900 reais.
And you've never been shot before, right?
I have not been shot. No.
How do you think you would have handled
hurts. Not well.
It would have been bad, probably.
Yeah. I would have handled it a lot worse than Todd handled getting attacked by a crocodile. That's for sure.
I have two other questions here that I added. Did Wes listen to either of the altitude episodes we did without him?
No, but I'm going to.
You're going to listen to the one we did like 2 months ago?
I do really want to listen to it because so many people were saying that it was totally unhinged and off.
Bill was so bad, dude.
Yeah, he's fired.
One of his stories was like 1 feet deep.
Yeah, you did a bad job on that one. I think overall he did a great job, but the main task at hand, he did a bad job.
He did a great job.
He's going to have his work cut out for him on this one, so we'll hire him back.
Serious.
If you like our message, you feel like you want to support us, or if you just want that extra content, go to Patreon or Apple subscription. Go listen to our 2 altitude, highest attack and lowest attack ever stories, and just a ton of content on there. So there's our Patreon plug.
And message me and let me know if they're good.
Yeah, let Wes know if it's worth his time. Do you guys have a podcast episode that you want to recommend? And I can start since I didn't prep you on this. Just any podcast episode you listened to recently. Like I've been doing a lot of sports ones, but I'm going to do just National Park After Dark had a really funny 1-star reviews of national parks episode that I thought was really funny. Like they found 1-star reviews of the national parks and then
I've read some of those before. They're really good. Yeah.
It is really funny. So yeah, I recommend that.
I'm going to recommend a podcast that I'm guesting on this month that's coming out soon, but it's a podcast I just absolutely love, which is Too Scary Didn't Watch. And the nice thing is you can type in 2, T-O-O, and it's either going to be our podcast or their podcast that comes up first, which is great. They just did their review of Weapons, which is probably my favorite movie of the year. And I laughed through their entire review. And it's more of a recap than a review. The whole podcast format is like Sammy, who's been on our show multiple times and we'll probably have on for Halloween again. Sammy loves horror movies, but the other 2 girls don't. And so Henley and Emily, they have Sammy tell them the plot of the whole movie. And it's kind of just like a fun way for scaredy cats that don't like watching scary movies to still learn about scary movies. I really
It's
like
a really
it.
good for idea.
They're
for a
all
show.
three very funny.
Yeah.
On Tooth and Claw Reddit, I saw someone saying we gotta go listen to your episode. You guessed it on of that. So
Oh, is it out?
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yeah,
Okay.
it must be.
cool. Yeah.
I'll go with, I feel like every once in a while it bears mentioning that we were heavily inspired by a show called The Rewatchables. We've brought it up a few times, but this being the 50th anniversary of the movie Jaws, but they had already talked, it's a movie podcast, I guess I'll start there. But they did an episode on Jaws 2, which is not a great film, but still pretty good. I'll defend it. Really fun film in a lot of ways, but their episode made watching the movie just 100 times better because it's the most fun and the funniest show they've put out in a long time, in my opinion. And I love everyone involved in that show. So
I love that.
shout out Rewatchables.
Yeah. I love them too.
All right. And then I have some listener questions. Isadella96 wants to know, what's your 2000th favorite animal? I was thinking when I read it first, I read favorite animal in the 2000s, though. So let's do it that way. I'm changing a question.
Okay.
It's the year 2000. What's your favorite animal?
Like, what's my actual favorite animal in the year 2000?
When you were living in the year 2000, what was your favorite animal?
Probably a great white.
Mine was a jaguar.
I had a big penguin stretch, just like an Adelie
Oh.
penguin. So I think that's probably around the age when I was having,
My
that little-
2000s favorite animal is a ladybug.
Dude, that's so low. Ladybugs are so cool, dude.
I
Are you
love-
kidding me right now?
I thought it was pretty good for a bug to be that high.
That's like top
Alright.
50 for me.
Where is Carmen SD asks, favorite 2000s one-hit wonder?
Where's Carmen Sandiego is what that is.
Mine's easy for me, and it's like the most generic answer possible, but I legitimately loved it, was All Star by Smash Mouth. I loved that song, and I thought the music video was so fun, and I know it's like a joke now and played out, but like I legitimately, that was like my song for a little while.
Was that in the 2000s? I feel like
That's
that was
what I
like
was just gonna
98 or
ask.
99.
Well, if not, Alien Ant Farm's my backup.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Smooth
That's a good
criminal.
one, too.
Kyle Cornell 18 asks, did you guys wear the white t-shirt with polo top like every guy in the 2000s? Yes, I did. I wore a white t-shirt with an American Eagle polo shirt a lot. Just
I don't
like a
think I've
plain
ever-
white tee with a polo.
Yeah, I never wore a polo at once in my entire life. I was
I wore
very
some
counter.
polos. I never once did the popped collar on a polo, though. I always hated that.
My friend did it, and he was the cool kid at school, but I was kind of like, I don't know if you're really doing a good job with the whole cool kid at school title that we've
Yeah.
begrudgingly given you. Ella Downs asks, you can bring any permanently closed store / company from the 2000s back. What are you doing?
Sam Goody. I used to love going up and down those aisles. I don't know if that counts as 2000 specific.
I think
but
that works.
Mine's along
I
the
love
same
that
lines.
place.
It'd be Blockbuster. I just want like
Yeah.
movie rental stores
Oh.
back.
Just
Yeah.
being able to
Yeah.
like walk and see a bunch of that stuff
Yeah.
was nice. Yeah. No, I'll go with that. I couldn't think of a good one. Elliot Duke asked eyebrow piercings, yes or no? Todd in our story had an eyebrow piercing in one of the videos. I thought
Yeah.
it was kind of cool.
I'm not I personally don't love them, but if you want to get one,
What
great,
do you think's
you
like
know.
I'm all for it.
Let's say for a guy on your face, where's the coolest place you can get pierced?
I like a septum piercing.
On guys?
Yeah,
Hmm.
or a nose ring.
I like the Tom DeLonge, like kind of side bottom lip piercing. That was always cool to me for when I saw Blink videos and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm all
Okay.
for eyebrow piercings though. Like I don't think I would ever do it, but I think it's a pretty cool look.
Last one. HozHawks40, was Avril Lavigne punk? I say no. I think she was just Hot Topic.
yeah. I mean,
Kind of a genre, I guess.
as someone who was like thought I was pretty into the punk scene back then, even though a lot of what I listened to would be considered pop punk. I listened to a lot of like real punk too. And I think in both of those worlds, even in pop punk, people didn't see her as an actual punk artist. She was like a mainstream recording artist that was kind of putting on a punk facade. But I also think that whole world of like trying to define what's punk and what's not punk I think that's stupid. So
genre gatekeeping is
it's
so
dumb.
obnoxious.
But I don't think Avril Lavigne is punk.
Yeah.
I do think like a lot of the bands considered punk like fall apart when you really pick it apart, like the mainstream ones. Like
Sure.
a lot of them kind of sold out, if we're being honest, and that's not
Yeah.
very punk.
And a lot of them by design, like Blink-182, they're from the start, they're like, we're trying to be a huge commercially successful band, you know?
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
The way I think about it, I think genres are important in as much as if I type punk into Spotify or something, I'm not going to want to see Avril Lavigne at the top of that list. That's not
Right,
what I'm
yeah.
looking for, you know?
Right.
So, but I'm also not going to be like, she sucks because she isn't punk.
Yeah.
I actually like a lot of her music.
If someone said like, "Hey, I like punk music," and I said, "Oh, what bands do you like?" and the first one they said was Avril Lavigne, I would
It's a
roll
tough
my
one.
eyes.
Yeah,
I
it's a
would
bit
kind of be
tough.
like, "No," you know.
Yeah.
I agree. But I think that she has an argument both ways.
Yeah.
Like, I
Sure.
think she has an argument of not being like pop, but then think she has an argument of not being punk, and I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
she has a really interesting career trajectory navigating through all like the major label nonsense she got
Dating the
put through.
Nickelback
But-
guy and the Sum 41 guy.
Oh, yeah. So cool. Who
Were
would you
they
pick between those two?
Weren't skater boys, I guess.
No, he was the Sum 41 guy. I would probably pick him, but I don't know. Chad
Do you think
Kroger's
Avril
probably
Lavigne
nicer.
is it's like the whole conspiracy when she got replaced a couple of years into her career?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
believe that?
No, don't.
They look so different, Wes. They're different people. It's so obvious.
Well, that does it for this episode of Tooth and Claw Podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And Wes, we miss you.
Thanks, Jeff. I miss you too. I'll be back sooner than you'd think. 2 weeks.
It's like a threat.
It's a little longer than I thought, honestly.
Yeah, it's a whole month here, so yeah.
Oh, good. So we can expect you to be recording in your little isolation chamber next time.
I
too?
promise next time it'll be better. I thought I had it all worked out here, and I should have just recorded in my car or something. Sorry, guys, but I promise
Yeah,
next
it's
time
fine.
it'll be better.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll figure it out.
All right. Sounds
thanks,
good.
Jeff. That was great.
What do we always say, Mike?
We love you. Everyone who listens, we love you. Sincerely. It's like we're not joking. We're not just saying it. It's true, pure love that we feel from the bottom of our hearts, right?
Yes.
Right, guys?
Yes.
No,
What,
it's
Jeff?
like we always say, enjoy the view,
That's right.
but watch your back.
That's what we always say.
All right.
Just
See you
kidding.
later.
Love you guys.
Love you.
See ya.